Short, but not very sweet.
No. So just to run you through the big changes, Jeremy Hunt announcing a reversal of almost all the tax measures announced in the mini-budget on September the 23rd. The document produced by Kwasi Kwarteng, his predecessor, it's been ripped up completely. So only those measures which have started their way through Parliament, namely, of course, the cut in national insurance contributions, will remain in place. Remember, Boris Johnson and Rishi Sunak put them up by 1.25 percentage points, both for employers and employees. That is staying, but the changes to IR 35, James, which of course are those employees who are off payroll, that's going. Also VAT shopping, free shopping for tourists visiting this country, a move designed to try and encourage people to visit the UK as tourists, that's going as well. The basic rate of income tax is going to stay at 20p indefinitely. The plan originally had been in 2024 to bring it down from 20p to 19 pence. Kwasi Kwarteng announced that from next April it would be brought down to 19 pence. Now, from what Jeremy Hunt has just said there, it's not going to happen at all. On the energy price guarantee, the cost originally was £150 billion. Jeremy Hunt saying that it's going to now cost significantly less than planned. What they're going to do is they're going to keep it in place. So it's a cap on average bills at £2,500 a year. They're going to keep it in place until April next year. That's the first 6 months. However, after that, they're going to come up with a review of plan so that it's more targeted, supporting those on lower incomes, whilst those on higher incomes obviously going to have to pay significantly higher bills. He also warned of more difficult decisions ahead, the Chancellor saying that some areas of spending are going to need to be cut and that departments across Whitehall are going to have to find savings in order to bring to bring government spending under control.
I mean, wow.
Yeah, it's wow stuff. It's incredible. I mean, this is 2 weeks on, just over 2 weeks on now, from 3 weeks on even from the mini budget, and the whole thing has been ripped up, torn to shreds, and they've just started again. Apart from, of course, the national insurance contributions rise.
Are you familiar with St Augustine's prayer, Augustine's wayward prayer? Are you familiar with that?
No.
This is rather clever. Stephen Bush at the FT has done a variation on it. Augustine is supposed to have said, "Lord, make me pure, but not yet." And what we've just heard there from Jeremy Hunt is, "Lord, make me a tax cutter, but not yet."
And he's no time frame for making him a tax, and no time frame to making him a tax cutter. It's a complete volte-face on behalf of the government. And Liz Truss, nowhere near.
I mean, she's finished.
She's done.
She has to be, because these are the promises that got her elected, which she then kept. And which Jeremy Hunt has now completed. And also there's another train coming down the tracks, which is that the national insurance rise was designed to help social care.
Yes.
And now that's not happening, but social care is still in a state of crisis. And indeed, some of that money was being used to prop up some of the holes left by the impact of coronavirus on the NHS. So the money the cut that's going ahead is to the revenue-raising policy that was designed to help social care and the NHS.
Well, so this is what the government said at the time, and I'll keep it very short. The NHS, Health Department and Defence are protected.
Yeah.
Liz Truss said at the time when she cut national insurance contributions or announced a cut to national insurance contributions that the social care levy, £37 billion that's raised from it, won't go. So the commitment is still there to support the NHS. It was just going to be supported by borrowing, which was then in the longer term going to be paid off by. This was the theory anyway, the Trussonomics theory, was going to be paid off by a stimulated economy.
And the stamp duty cut is staying as well.
Yes.
So we'll see what that means shortly.